Alright, so this is attempt number 3. Every other time it has glitched. Like the game, like Grim Dawn has like just glitched up and frozen for some reason. Calladra no potion attempt. The build has changed a bit, using more like it's more mixing force wave and everything. And I'm using 3 dots basically. I'm using Fire's Might, I'm using Force Wave, and I'm using what's it called? And the weapon I have now, like the Mutant Bludgeon, instead of the Heart of Bargul or whatever, it actually has Eternal Trauma base on the weapon itself. So it's a little bit stronger in that sense. And I changed the my dots last for about 6 seconds. My cooldown for my thing are a little bit more than that. It is like half of that. Oh, that hurt. He stood in all his damage at once, while undersunded. Should not have did that. But it is just a slow, plodding fight. Come on, run away. I do not have enough stun res. I need to stay away from the damn tornadoes. But without potions, this is probably going to be a very long fight. Potions would give me more OA, more DA, more health, more regeneration. It would mean I don't have to run away as much. I have less health in this version of the build, by the way, than I did in the previous version. But I have a little bit more phys res, some overcapped phys res actually, and a bit more armor. By the way, when you have a dot, if you use the iframes, it reduces the dot damage. I'm not sure if that's intended. You got a dot on you, and the dot's like ticking away. Use your dodge, and half the dot damage is reduced. But yeah, it's a long fight. It's not going to be a 30-minute fight, I don't believe. Because remember, in the league, 30 minutes is when the fight resets.
That skill's not ready.
So you have 30 minutes to kill the boss, basically, in the league. It is a very slow fight.
That skill's not ready.
It is still a mana hungry build, so you do have to pop your mana potion every so often.
That skill's not ready. Can't do that. That skill's not ready. Can't do that yet.
The real test will be how does it
That
feel
skill's
when it
not
gets into
ready.
phase 2.
Can't do that yet. Can't do that yet. That skill's not ready. Can't do that yet.
This is one of those fights where you might want to actually have a portal to Devil's Crossing,
That skill's
so
not
you
ready.
can go back and restore your constitution. Because a quick portal to Devil's Crossing
That
restoring your
skill's not ready.
constitution might be a big boon. Just because of how long this fight
Can't
is.
do that yet. Can't do that yet. That skill's not ready.
Armor sitting at 4,600 right now. It's not bad. Phys res 80%.
That skill's not ready.
68%. It drops to 68% with all his debuffs on me. That's not bad. Still having 68% phys res with that high armor. Armor is your best thing against Calladra because it does have phys res resist. But if you have a little bit of overcapped phys res, it's not so bad. Plus block on your shield. You just got to be careful during when you have that debuff plus Sunder. Like having that debuff plus
That
Sunder
skill's
is
not ready.
like that's why you see my health drop like randomly. But because we're running away, we're not taking most of the attacks. Again, this is why dot builds are so powerful against super bosses. Anything that's like super powerful, like dot builds are the way to go because it's like 100% damage uptime.
That skill's not ready.
And sure, it might not have as much DPS as a pure like blaster build, but it's like safety is huge compared.
Can't do that yet. That skill's not ready. Can't do that yet.
Almost to phase 2.
Can't do that yet. That skill's not ready.
Again, this is not going to be the most exciting, fastest killer, but this is like
That
a
skill's not ready.
league start scenario. You have just you're not even in like a full build. You're just in green gear mostly. I'd probably turn this more into a full force wave build with like the final march and Targo um, later game. But
That skill's not ready.
Plus, I'd also use potions here because potions would increase my damage. I'd probably also use the physical damage potion. Like there's like one of the factions has a potion that increases your physical damage. I'd actually probably like because there's I mean I have a lot of buttons on this one, but I have a few other spaces where I could just pop potions.
Can't do that yet.
We're almost phase 2. I do not believe this build has enough damage to deal with Crate, though. Just because of Crate's spawning minions. I mean, it might be able to, but I'd probably need to basically up the legendary, like up to the legendary version of this, not the MI version. We're almost at the 50% mark, which is when Calladra's damage is going to go through the roof. Teleport, please. Thank you. It's like a game, you get like 2 attacks per teleport. Alright, we're about to hit the 50% mark. And there we go. Calladra is now in phase 2. Which means attack speed, like basically it's like a frenzy mode. All its attacks are buffed up to the extreme. It has more cooldown reduction. So that means you're going to be getting all the debuffs as much more. It's going to hit harder. It's going to hit faster. So staying inside of range is not a good idea. Pop a potion because I don't want to waste all my what's it called? The last of my constitution. My constitution's basically gone. By the way, restore your constitution after you clear this area. Do not do like I did. Because I started the battle with not max constitution because I was clearing the area. I'm killing a lot of monsters here. It also has more movement speed. That doesn't really matter because it can't. Because it has those stationary attacks. That's why it has the teleport though, so it can actually keep up with people running away because of the stationary attacks. But it's just a game of circles when you're fighting Calladra. Stay out of the sand. Try not to get hit by as much of the little wind blast as you can. I wish Guardians of the Period were more aggressive, like they would attack from a front. Like I wish they would attack while I'm running away. That's the one thing I wish they would change. Keep missing with Fire's Might. Part of me thought about adding Judgment. At least just like 1 point in Judgment, just to have another dot. because it has weapon damage on it. And if it has weapon damage on it, that means it's going to be adding a pretty good amount of dot damage.
That skill's not ready.
And basically just, doing 4 dots.
That skill's not ready.
I just put my break morale somewhere else.
Can't do that yet.
That's probably the next thing I'm gonna do. Is just because it wouldn't be very much because I don't have any extra points in it. I don't really have any extra points for my Oathkeeper, but just like 1 point in there.
That skill's not ready. That skill's not ready.
Just to have a 4th dot to kill things faster. Not really sure it's worth it though.
Can't do that yet.
For the extra button, I mean.
Can't do that.
I have no more Constitution left.
That skill's not ready. Can't do that yet.
So now you're going to extend your range because it's filling up pretty heavy there. So just run around here a little bit more. Don't run too far or he'll reset. But just like basically add another mountain
Skill's not ready.
to your thing. Because you'll have too many tornadoes in the middle if you don't.
Can't do that yet.
Now turn it more into a square than a circle. That's kind of how you're going to be looking at it right now. Is just do more square work.
That skill's not ready. That skill's not ready. Can't do that yet. That skill's not ready. Can't do that yet.
It's a long fight.
That skill's not ready. Can't do that yet.
Remember, you do have that 30-minute time. At least in the league. Without the league, you can actually just spend forever on this. Which is why some people just use Vire's Might Fire Trail to kill it. Because they just run away and make it follow him. Because it always chases.
Can't do that yet. That skill's not ready. That skill's not ready.
Call all under Sunder. That was a mistake.
That skill's not ready.
Teleport.
Can't do that yet.
are sundered. My way.
That skill's not ready.
Wait for the teleport. Wait for the teleport.
That skill's not ready.
Wait for the teleport.
Can't do that yet. Can't do that yet.
Shit. Missed the teleport.
Can't do that yet.
Wait for the teleport.
Can't do that yet. 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 That skill's not ready. That skill's not
Just
ready.
keep at it. Play the square game. It's like circle game when he's above 50%. She, and square game when it's below.
Can't do that yet. That skill's not ready. That skill's not ready. Can't do that yet. That skill's not ready. Can't do that yet. That skill's not ready.
So I think, what's it called? Judgment has a similar cooldown to all these other abilities, which is one of the reasons why I was thinking about using it.
That skill's not ready.
Add another dot, basically. Sacrifice a few points of OA for it.
That skill's not ready. That skill's not ready.
when leveling, I'd probably play this almost like Blitz Force Wave, like main Force Wave with the two-handed thing. Just go full two-handed spam Force Wave with Fire's Might maxed out, like Fire's Might the distance maxed out or whatever. And then swap into the shield version, like farm, like have the shield and stuff as your offhand, which is totally viable now. So when you have to fight bosses, swap to the shield, and when you fight when you're just farming, swap to the two-handed. I'd waste a point on that, basically, and just have spam Force Wave up until I'm ready to fight super bosses like this, and then that final point is totally worth keeping. Like I'd do Shattered Realm like that as well, like two-handed up until the boss room, and then at the boss room swap to the shield and just do dot. Which is totally viable now. Now that the basically your toggle skills automatically toggle on. Teleport. At the very end. Just don't get sloppy. Stick to your squares. Just let Calladra die. Oh no. Stuck. Tickle her to death. She's very ticklish. There's Calgadra. Decent one. Good internal trauma. Nice retaliation bonus. Decent helmet. But that's Calgadra on ultimate without potions. Anyways, thanks for watching. See you next time.